Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to Monster Train again. We are going to be doing the daily challenge. Let's go and see what it is. Our primary clan is the Stygian Guard. We have the Melting Remnant as the allies, and our Mutators. 2 for 1. Each time you draft a card, gain a second copy. Very interesting. Acid Rain, deal 2 damage to all units after combat, and friendly units enter with Heartless. So we are not going to be able to heal our units at all, and they're going to be taking persistent damage. Now, I've not played the Stygian Guard at all yet, so we'll have to see exactly how those play out. Maybe if we can see, I don't know if we're going to have some sort of shield build, some armor build, perhaps. Let's find out. The final boss is Seraph the Diligent. So our spells will be consumed. That's mildly upsetting, considering most of our opening hand here are spells. That could be a problem. So if we can remove consume using one of the spell slots, then that might be quite good. Our cards are offering token, draw one, discard ones. That's fine. It's not ideal. I mean, it is a card negative. Reforming a unit, so that's obviously one of the melting cards to reform a unit. Comes back with Burnout. And then Drain. Apply Sap 3. So that's sort of like anti-rage. And you discard a card at random. Interesting set of cards. Obviously these are all mutators. Okay, when you play your third spell of the turn, all cards gain Magic Power 1 for the rest of this battle, or units gain an extra upgrade slot. Let us go. Let's have a look at our deck. So we have Tethys Titansbane as our champion. Bunch of dregs, lots of spells. So I would suggest if we've got Frozen Lances, it looks like the Stygian Guard is basically built around dealing damage. I would suggest this one would be a very good artifact. Obviously we have the issue with Seraph, which is going to make it interesting, but we'll find out. So we have Sweep. So for 5/6 with Sweep, Strike, apply spell weakness 1. The next time it's hit by a damage spell, it takes that much damage again for each stack of spell weakness. That's fantastic. And Sweep as well. So, okay, I think it's this one. Stick this in the back line. Hits all the units, and we just whack them really, really hard with all of these spells in our hand and win the game. Like, Frostbite is good, but Sweep is cool. Yeah. Let's do some sweeping. Let's see how we do. I'm excited for this set of cards. I want to see exactly what kind of damage spells Stygian Guard has got access to as well. Enemy units appear on each floor. To some degree, we might be able to mitigate all that with the sweep. 75 coins. You know what? Let's do it. How hard can it be? Famous last words. 75 coins. I mean, yeah, this should be good. How much? Why is it -1 floor capacity as well? That seems bad. Is that one of the mutators? So these are all yeah, deal 2 damage to all units after combat. So all of these are dying. That is something we have to be careful of. So let's Titan's Bane, let's drag, and 6 damage to the front enemy unit. Apply Sap 3. So that's dealing no damage. And this is just taking 2 from the Acid Rain. And then everything should be dying, right? Alright. Yeah. Perfect. I think everything takes 2 damage, so they're all dying. This should be dying, except it's not because it'll escape first. This is going to be an interesting one, actually. The boss is going to be a hard one to deal with. Alright. Drawing and discarding these deadweights. That actually works quite well. Let's take the Dreg here. The Dreg has got Burnout 3 now. So we want this out as fast as we can. Possibly also want it dying again so we can reform it again. And it gets even bigger next time. So I might stick this down here. Just have that die. Have both of these die, in fact. Perhaps. I mean, we want... Actually, having 2 units is not the end of the world. Let's do that. Yes, they all die. So ideally there, I did actually want to have... I would have wanted the... To be able to bring a card back. I mean, we have got 22 cards in the deck, and we don't have all that many reforms, all that many moldeds, but yeah, I'm sure this is fine. Let's... Yes, that one dies. So, these are all... This is taking 2 damage in total. 2. Alright, let's go for our Dreg. It's got Burnout 4. You definitely want to be on this floor. We deal 7 we can deal 7 damage here. We can also deal a bunch of damage here and a bunch of... Yeah, we'll stick there. This is going to be an interesting one. Yep. Alright, so take 73 damage here. Alright, that is useful. Sapping for 3 as well. Let's give that a shot. Alright, it's now taking 83 damage. Get rid of the weight of contrition. Draw 1, discard 1. Alright. Because we can't do anything with the Trained Steward right now, so let's... Frozen Lance. Alright. That's a lot of damage. I'd love a molded. No moldeds. Not immediately, anyway. Molded? No. Alright, get rid of the weight of contrition, and we're just going to deal 24 damage. And, I mean, we're taking some fire damage here, but all in all, not the worst situation to be in. 75 extra coins there. We've got 10 damage, but we've got a 50% extra bonus for the trial. And we get to see some cards, so that'll be good. Let's see what we have. Discarded before the end of your turn, it will be instead played. That is great. Oh, and there's 2 of them as well. Okay. Yeah, because basically we have got a fair number of... Oh, when I say fair number, we have got 2 offering tokens. So... if we get offering tokens and Titan's Tooth, that is going to do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. I like this. I like this one. I like this one a lot. I'm going to take those. Enhance a friendly unit with +5. Apply Burnout 2. Extinguish deals 35 damage to the front enemy unit twice. I would suggest Whiplash might be interesting here. I think the restore... Oh, we can't restore 10 health, though, because of the... So we can't... Well, restoring 10 health, is that different to healing? My guess is probably... No, it probably counts as healing. So, in general, we want to try and go for enhancing the amount of Whiplash, I think. Enhancing the amount of Burnout. I mean, tempting to take a 0-cost card as well, though, just because we have limited amounts of Ember each turn. I'm willing to take this to test whether the restoring health actually cares for Heartless. My guess is that it does. At the very least, it's a good increase to the amount of burnout. that we have. Okay, so do we want spells and remnant or Stygians? I don't know which of these are going to be bigger. I mean, in general, I feel the remnants, the melting remnants, are a little bit smaller. I think if we're going spell power, let's try going here to get some size increases. For example, a large stone. Let's see, what would we put a large stone on? Any of our creatures, perhaps? Train stewards, to some degree. A dreg? Sticking a dreg on? Plus 15, plus 40? That's actually not... It's not a terrible idea. That would be a very, very big dreg. That's probably good enough. And then but as long as we can keep it burning out, keeping it bigger, yeah. Alright, let's have a look at the Stygian unit as well. Incant gain rage 1, so that obviously gets bigger every time we play spells. And sweep applying spell weakness. So that's a similar thing to the hero that we have, champion, Tethys Titan's Bane. Obviously, I actually quite like this. This stays alive longer, but I think this is good enough. We'll take this. We'll take it. We have started with quite a low amount of health. I'm slightly worried about that. I don't know if that's an inherent thing from any of our starting clans. Enemy units enter with armor 10. I think I don't want to try and risk that. It seems, yeah, the top floor is smaller for some reason as well. There are things. There's definitely things affecting this that I'm not understanding. So, right, dreg on the bottom floor, and then let's get out our Tethys and Silobite. Just have a bunch of stacks on the Forged Disciple so we can kill it off fairly easily. If we play a train steward, it will die in a couple of turns, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, so that is a fair few stacks of spell weakness on that, so that should just die to literally anything that we play. So up here we want to play, say, a train steward, that would be good. We could just play a dreg here to kill that, and then the dreg will die, and then we can reform it. Well, we can't reform it this turn, but we can, in general, reform it. Is it worth getting out more creatures now? I think I'm going to be a little bit careful in general about. Is this dazed? This top floor feels like something weird is going on that I'm not understanding. That's fine. I really don't want us to be on the top floor, basically. Okay, so this is now taking... If we do that, that takes a fair chunk of damage. Still 19 health, however. If we do that, it's going to die on the next floor up. We can have it. We don't have enough for a train steward. Okay. Lots of things dying. That's minorly worrying. Okay, let's see. So if I restore 10 health to a unit and give it burnout, heal block. So it does count it as a heal. That is interesting to know. Ooh. I will discard this. Deal 5 damage to enemy units and apply Frostbite 10. Lovely. Well, that worked really nicely. Might as well stick out the dregs on this floor as well. I guess. Or at least some of them. Everything's dying. I'm very, very, very worried by this. I need a reform. Yeah, I need to get my card back. Alright, let's offering. These are all frozen lances now. Yeah, Purifying Cleanse is... it's okay, it's not ideal. The sap's probably the most effective thing here. So stick a drag in here, we'll go sap 3, 7 damage. Alright, taking 40 damage. Yeah, having sap is actually really, really good. Okay, so we need the massive drag here. There we go. So that is going to go here, burnout 3, taking 75 damage. Now we give this burnout an extra burnout 2, and now it's dying. Excellent. And also if we sap, perfect. So that's how we're going to do it. One big drag. Possibly we could also stick some spells in as well, but I'm brutally, brutally aware of the Seraph at the end. Frostbite 8 twice. It's okay. I mean, having multiple stacks of Frostbite on an enemy, maybe the boss, if you can like massively stack Frostbite, that's definitely interesting. I want to be careful about not making the deck too big. At the moment, we're taking damage spells and they're just... yeah, this could be a problem. I kind of want to take this though. Reform unit. Oh, it's definitely reform unit. I don't care about the draft. We just need more reform. We need more ways of bringing back Big Ember. Big Remnant. Okay. So we have Merchant of Magic, Stygian unit, or high health artifacts. I actually want to go higher health artifacts at this point. Enemy units enter with Frostbite 2. That's really fantastic. Train Stewards having damage shield 2. That's kind of works. Frostbite 2 though is kind of neat. But the Train Stewards... so the Train Stewards would last... so they would take no damage on the first 2 turns, and then they're only 8 big? Maybe if we made our Train Stewards bigger, that would be... maybe we want to be making our Train Stewards huge. It's certainly an option. Okay, maybe it's Train Steward time. The alternative is obviously that we make enemy units enter with Frostbite 2, and then we just stack Frostbite as much as we can. So yeah, well, you know what? I'm going all in on Frostbite. The Train Steward plan is probably how you do this, but I'm going for the Frostbite plan. Do you toss in your tribute? You can have some money. Oh wow! When a friendly unit dies, enhance it with +10. I'm lucky. We've deemed you worthy. That was a cheap artifact. So that's going to make our reform plan a lot better. Whether we can beat Deadless is a completely separate question. Constructed explosives enter with damage shield. Alright. Alright, we'll give that a shot then. Oh. Damage shield on constructed explosives. So the nice thing about the Frostbite is these are all dying. There's no downside on this floor this time, so it seems like it's randomly affecting it. Maybe it is an inherent part of one of these, which I would have probably known had I played all the classes beforehand, but I haven't. So let's go for a Tethys Titan's Bane here, and let's... it's very tempting just to chuck out a couple of Frozen Lances, to be honest. And we'll go for... now the problem is I really want to go for this here, but it's going to just deal so much damage to the Icy Silophyte. On the other hand, we can reform. So yeah, let's go with that. Do we have our big unit here? We do not. Apply 3 damage and frostbite 8. That's just killing this, which is not good. So that's taking 9 and 8, so that's 17 in total. So Train Steward, Icy Solify. Draw 1, discard 1. Yeah, discard that. That's fine. Alright. Do we get? We still have not got our large units here. Mildly worrying, I have to say. So that's not dying just yet. Neither's this. This has got encamped. That's a minor problem. Let's drain it. Let's sap it. Yeah, having multiple of these big units, this is a problem. In fact, all of this is kind of a problem. That's taking currently 10 damage. So if we reform, we would reform the sweep. That's a pretty big sweep. This should... Ah. Yes, but that's immediately dying at the end of turn. So that could be a problem. Start sticking some dregs in, but they're dazed. Oh, this is literally the worst. Alright. I feel like we might take a fair chunk of damage here. I've got a feeling. There's our dreg. There's our big dreg. That's the one that we wanted. Let's get our big dreg down. And let's... What are we reforming? I mean, we have got an Icy Silophyte now, which is very big and is super cheap. So that's... Okay, so that's dealing 34 to the back line. That's not bad. We can also give it extra burnout. Which one of these do we... I actually want to give this one more burnout, don't we? So we're about to take a fair whack of damage, but it's not the absolute end of the world. Yeah, we took 8 damage there. Here's the final wave. Okay, so... Can we kill this? I think if we place... So we can Offering to get rid of this. That makes it free. That also gives us an extra card. This is dying. Oh, I really want to reform something good. The trouble is, I don't know if this is just dying or not. If I play a unit on the top floor, I don't think it would be. We can reform here to Burnout 3. It's a large amount of damage. Okay, bottom floor. Let's draw, discard Titan's Tooth. Applies 10 Frostbite to boss. Play that there. We'll play this up here and also the dreg. And these are both dazed. Yep, so we are going to be taking some damage. Not ideal, but... Not ideal. So this Dreg is dying. We should be able to actually reform though. Ooh. There's our... yeah. There's our frontliner right there. Only 214 damage. That's a minor problem. Let's apply some more burnout to that. 303 damage. Okay. So if I deal some damage to... if I deal some damage to the front line, does that do anything? 342 damage. Alright, I mean, I guess that's got to be good enough. We can take a total of 3 hits from Daedalus, so this might be where we die. Having said that, we have just molded some units, so come back to me, Dreg. Yes, your days. That's 174 damage. Molded. Come back to me. Probably this Dreg. In the backliner. And dead. Oh, wow. Okay. That was clutch. That was clutch. And Daedalus down. Okay, well, we took a little bit of damage there from the boss. However, whew, wow, I have a real worry about these later levels. We're really worried. Okay, so we can harness the Titan, enhance all spells in hand with +5 magic power. Discard your hand, draw 5, or enhance enemy units. Keep saying enemy. Friendly units with 3 times X attack. And apply burnout 1. The waxen spike. That's not terrible. It basically gives our dregs an extra turn. Is that good enough? It's not bad. And it is already consumed. So if we could find out a way to... remove the consume, that might be good. Discarding your hand to draw 5. That's not a terrible option, actually. There are times where I will actually want to just do that to try and find as many reforms as possible. That might actually be a reason to take that, is just so instead of worrying about whether we're actually going to draw a reform, we just have this card and we get to draw through our deck even more often. You know what? I've talked myself into it. That sounds great. Lady of the House, that is a large amount of health. This is perfect. I want all of these. Yeah. +1 Ember per turn, draw 1 per turn, or +1 capacity. I actually don't know what I want. Probably, I mean, cards are good, considering the number of cards that we have. I think all of them are relatively cheap as well. So I think actually drawing cards here is definitely the way forward. Okay, so we have Unstable Vortex to remove some cards from our deck. We can duplicate any card except for our champions, and we can restore some pyre health. That is not a terrible option. Coins, Merchant of Steel, and Remnant unit. And getting an Endless, for example, would be rather decent, I would think. What would I remove were I to remove anything? It's possibly the Train Stewards at this point. Possibly the the Purifying Cleanses actually aren't the worst cards in the deck. Or maybe even start removing some dregs. So there are options for removal. The Remnant unit could be anything. I mean, adding more cards to the deck, is that what we want to be doing? What would we duplicate as well? The frostbite, I hadn't noticed before I took the frostbite, but there are only 3 floors in which this can actually apply. So at best, you're going to be like, if we can double stack this, then maybe that'll be really good. My worry is that we have not we haven't really upgraded anything apart from, say, the dreg. Actually, getting another dreg would be a really good idea. All right, I've talked myself into this path, I think. So we're going to take out 2 train stewards. They're just not they're not impactful enough, unfortunately. We're going to duplicate our big dreg. Get some fire health back so we can actually tank some damage. And we get to upgrade our champion. So applying Frostbite 10 to the attack unit with Sweep as well. So this is a ground floor. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one. That's a lot of Frostbite. There's a lot of Frostbite potential. Non-boss enemy units get +6, so we have 105 and Clipped Conduit. So this dies to Acid Rain, but does it mean that they can go immediately to the top floor? I hope not. These should just die to Acid Rain, so I'm not particularly worried about these. The Clip Guardian is the thing I'm worried about. 150 coins is 150 coins. Looking at our map, we do have. I mean, we've got a few. We've got 4 more floors on which we can use the gold. Let's go for it. Am I being too bold? Very possibly. Very possibly. Alright. Give it a shot. Haste. I really hope this just means they all die. I really, really do. Oh, they're also taking frostbite damage, so the hope is that they are just going to die. In which case, I will be setting up right around here. Discard your hand draw 5. Do I want to do that right now? Not really. Do I want to stick a dreg down to start dying? Again, not really. I will, however, I was hoping to draw into something decent there, but playing a dreg out here just kills a dreg. I'm not sure. Well, to be fair, it means a card that I'm not going to be drawing the next time round, if there is a next time round. So yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. If I draw cards that I can't play, I would feel bad. Excellent. So they died. Excellent. They died before they moved, so that's good. So I can kill this, or I could just play. I mean, I could just play a train steward. That also does possibly doesn't do the same thing actually. Yeah, because it might just be dazed for whatever for the reason that I still haven't understood fully yet. Right, so this is now killing everything. That is good. More burnout, please, on probably the frontline unit. We have got molded available as well. This will just die. Not sure that's a good reason to put that out there. Nice. This is working surprisingly well. Okay, so Tethys is dying this turn. Well, it's not acceptable. It's what is happening. So this is going to be taking 85 damage now. That's a lot of frostbite. So that should be dying on the next floor as well. Time to, I think, put the Lady of the House up here as well, just to have more on one floor. See if we can keep it alive for a significant amount of time. So having more cards which increase burnout would be a thing that we could care about now. Right. Okay, so Tethys should have... Yeah, so this has now got 1 billion stacks of frostbite. This is only taking 28 damage. So that's a problem. However, we do have another dreg, which is nice. So that's now taking 52 damage. We can apply more burnout to one of these. Probably... It's tempting to put it on the one with more health, to be honest. Although, having said that, I don't know if reforming... I don't know if I can reform this with more burnout, or whether it just affects the base card or not. I will find out very soon, I think. There we go. It's now taking 62 damage. Yeah, that frontline unit is very nearly dead. So I'm hoping to be able to bring that back relatively soon. This is just dying to being hit, which is good. So I should be able to reform a unit as well. Reform unit. I would be able to reform a unit if I had the Ember to do so. Well, that's a minor problem. We are actually going to end up having absolutely no units whatsoever. That is a problem. However, we do have 2 moldeds in hand, so you know what? We might be okay. Burnout 3, 40, 45. Yeah, that's a pretty beefy unit. For 4 turns, it's a pretty beefy unit. Have another. I think I actually get another one of those. Tethys Titan's Bane. That is very tempting as well, because Frostbite, stacking the Frostbite 10 multiple times. Oh, it's only got Burnout 1 though, so Burnout 4 is way better. Yeah. That's why we want to put it on this one. I'm not entirely sure why I'm setting up here rather than down here, but I kind of want to save that. Let's just stick some more dregs out. Only taking 14 damage, my goodness. Alright. So this is where it's going to be. 242 damage. So we can... That's not many. That's not many at all. So we can deal 5 damage and apply Frostbite 10. That's not great. It's 269 damage. We're really going to need... This was a bad hand draw. This was... Yeah, this was pretty bad. And the burnout did not help us at all there. And we only get 1 molded as well. Oh, I was the hubris. There's too much hubris. Taking that enhancement. All right, Lady of the House. It's dazed for a turn. The most damage we can do here is Train Steward. Because we have no chance to... Yeah, we can do Train Steward and 6 damage. It's 152 damage. We might be alive. Barely. Was it worth it? Almost certainly not. Ooh, that's 3 health, 82 damage taken. Yeah, this is... That was a bad time. Yeah, we'll just take some money. Okay, well, that's made our lives a lot harder. A lot harder. Reform 2 random units. I think, yeah, the more reform... We need all the reform we can get. My goodness. Alright, well, we're taking Pyre Health every opportunity we can take. Simply because we do not have another choice. We are going to die otherwise. Upgrade a unit with Endless. Having an endless drag. Does that just make it bad or not? I don't know if that makes it better or not. I think I'd rather have like a lady of the house, an endless lady of the house. Just because it has slightly more health and slightly more burnout. So let's have a 30-50 burnout 3. And we get to re-roll as well. Even more large stone. Might as well. We can make a huge dreg. The hugest of dregs. Yeah. I'm actually gonna do that. I might be mad. Might be a little bit mad. Right, let's get rid of some of these rubbish dregs. So, yeah. They die too easily. And finally we get an artifact. At the end of turn, apply Frozen to a random card in your hand. When a card with Consume is played, restore 5 fire health. Well, I've sort of pushed myself into that one, haven't I? There's not really a lot of choice. Multi-strike 4. That's gonna kill us hard. Harvest, gain armor 10. Extinguish, give blah 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 blah. Yeah, armor 15. Nope. Nope. We do not have the chance to take any trials here because that is going to kill us. Alright, so this is the floor on which there is less capacity. Gain... Oh, so it's actually going to harvest it from the units itself. That's really annoying. Let's Tethys Dreg. And let's go for an offering token, see what we draw. Discard... Actually, you know what? No, we discard the molded. We have no units to reform, so if we deal 6 damage there, it's already gained the health back. Can we kill this one? That's the question. No, but we can get rid of the Icy Silophyte. And stick this up here. Okay, so this is now still 10... Yeah, this is still very, very big. What are we going to do to kill this one? We could stick another Lady of the House up here. We can deal 7 damage, which is actually more like 14. Stick more burnout here. Just more damage. I think it dies next turn, so we should be good. This is now... Yeah, this is going to die on our turn, but we should be able to reform that. Oh my god, it's dazed. Well, I've been hit by that more than one time now. That's really annoying. However, we can mould back our Dreg. Perfect. Even more burnout as well. Lovely. So this is dying. Excellent. This is taking 43 damage. And a bunch of frostbite. Applying more burnout to a unit. To some degree, I actually want one of these to die. Probably this one to be dying as fast as possible, so we do have a chance to get it back. So yeah, having more burnout at the moment is not necessarily good for us. I would like to stick another big stack of frostbite over here. In fact, might as well just, yeah, get an extra magic power for the rest of the game. He's now going to die regardless. Lovely. Yeah, Alright, so Tethys down. Can we get Tethys back? Yes, we can. Tethys is back for 1 turn only. I mean, we can still bring it back and it will die to burnout, but we will be able to keep reforming that. And the frostbite damage is actually quite significant. Let's have a dreg in the back. That's now dealing 67 damage. The top floor lady of the house is dying. That's good. That will just die. One more spell and we gain an extra spell power, magic power. Alright. So many things are dying. This is ridiculous. It's taking 47 damage. This is dying to frostbite and other effects. Reform 2 random units, 2 available. Baby, that is nice. All right, so this is now burnout 4. I can go on the ground floor. Can't play Tethys on that floor, unfortunately. Probably play Tethys up here, even though this is going to take some damage. He might die in time enough. Okay. Okay, this is now super dying. That's good. Dead. Dead. We have 1 unit that's alive. 740. Oh, jeez. And this is endless. Okay, so that's not bad. This is the endless one. So that has just come back. So this is taking 165 damage now. But we can again play it next turn because it is dying. We can stick a dreg in the back to deal another bit of damage. And if we defop ring, we deal all of the stacks. Oh, that's so good. And now we can apply extra burnout as well. So now this is still... Okay. So still 5x5. Oof. Alright. I'm making it hard for us. There's a lot of frostbite. There's a lot of frostbite stacked right now. Ooh, okay, so Lady of the House. We need to get all of our units back this turn. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to play them. And then, well, they are going to be able to do things, but they're just not going to be doing large amounts of things. So if we get back Tethys, Titan's Bane, we definitely need to get back Tethys, Titan's Bane. Right here. So that's now dealing another 276 damage, plus a bunch of frostbite. So we get 2 hits off it on the Lady of the House. Do we have another way of... So we could get a cheap dreg. This dreg, for example. That tanks... This gives us an extra couple of hits. 396 damage. Excellent. Right. And if we go to Sacred Wicks now... Are these big enough to stick on the top floor? So the Tethys is only size 1. So we have enough space for if we dreg and Lady of the House. Then next turn, we can Tethys again. 28 stacks of Frostbite. 37. 46 stacks of Frostbite. Alright, and now it's dying. Yes! It's all about the Frostbite. All about the Frostbite. Which is good because I haven't got a way of getting back... Tethys this turn. But it doesn't matter because it's dead. Okay, it's the reform plan. It's not where I thought we'd be. I do not want any of these cards. Do I want any of these cards? Gain 1 for each friendly unit death this battle. That's a large amount of Ember, have to be said. But is it worth a card in the deck? Is it worth a card in the deck? Maybe. Maybe. Apply 25 damage and apply Dazed 2 to an already damaged unit. Against the boss? Is that significant enough? Very possibly. I think I'm going to go for some more... I think that card is just generally better. We are going to have a lot of deaths. Having lots of Ember is good. Again, I don't think we have a choice here. We need to be... Do we need to be going higher health? We're against Fel at the end of this. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a hard Fel battle. Lots of people died here. Unfortunately, I don't have a choice. All right, let's remove a Dreg. Do I want to remove both Dregs? I think I'm going to remove that one Dreg and maybe a Frozen Lance. The Frozen Lances are fine, they're just not great. Quick. What would I make quick? Would I make, like, Dreg quick or Lady of the House quick? Burnout 3 with quick. The Icy Silophyte sort of makes sense with quick, but I'm not excited about the Icy Silophytes anymore, to be honest. It's the Frostbite is where it's at. I'm gonna go for a quick Lady of the House, I think. I mean, the alternative is like Heartstone on... Maybe it's Heartstone quick. Just have a big Lady of the House. Yeah, I think the ladies of the house are going to be our good units. Fel, how are you going to beat us today? Spell Shield 5. Guys, a good job I'm not going entirely on spell shields then. And empowers with armor as well. Okay. Well, we'll give it a shot. Remember, we have a lot of damage happening. So top floor is slightly smaller. So I would like to set up on, I think, the middle floor here, actually. If they're just going to be summoning lots of tiny units, they're just going to die. Let's get out Lady of the House. Lady of the House. I actually do want to get out Tethys Titan's Bane just to get that out as fast as possible. And possibly even just stick it on the bottom floor just to die a little bit faster. The reason I want it to die faster is so I can bring it back with Burnout and more health. Because more health is really the important thing on this card. Is that everything for now? I can deal damage to Fel, can't I? Yes, let's start stacking Frostbite on Fel. That seems like a perfect idea. Okay. Burnout. Flying Sap 3, discarding a card at random. Minorly okay. I think let's stick a Dreg down here. We don't care if it's taking damage, it's going to be burning out relatively soon. We'll stick an Icy Silophyte behind to deal some sweet damage. Do I want to be making Burnout on any of these ones? The Endless one probably makes more sense to put the Burnout, applying extra Burnout to, simply because it's not going to get any better by... We're not going to be able to reform it. So just adding more Burnout will keep it really good. I mean, if it's in the backline, it's not taking any damage apart from the Acid Rain. So Fel's taking 41 damage here. That's really good. Let's draw and discard. Ooh, one available already. You know what? Yeah, let's bring it back. Tethys, say hello. Even better. Let's get some more stacks going on Fel. Perfect. We're already at 3 of 3, so we don't need to play anything else this turn. 18 stacks of Frostbite. Frosty bitey. I like it. So we can still reform. That's good. Good to know. This is taking 58 damage. This is dying to burn out, but we can bring it back if we so desire. Another Icy Silophyte? Perhaps. Discarding our hand to draw 5 here is not the right plan, I don't think. To some degree, I kind of... Oh, do I want to reform yet again? I actually do. So if we stick this here... Yeah. I just want to stack it on Fel. That's all I want to be doing right now. I want to be stacking as much as I can on Fel. So another one and another one. So now we have extra power. Although that has given them a bunch of armor, which is a slight issue. So we might as well stick a Silophyte up here. There goes Tethys. Boom. Okay, it's 26. Gain 1 ember for each friendly unit death this battle, so we can definitely do that. Currently, we're taking a bit of damage to this clipped reflector. I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest. Reform units 2 available, so this is where we can't bring back Tethys just yet, but we should be casting this regardless to bring back our Lady of the House, I think. So that kills this clip reflector. Good. If I do anything on this top floor, that's just not doing anything. Yeah, we'll... Even though that gets an incant, we're still going to apply a bit more burnout here. Do we want to gain some health? Some ember back? I'm inclined to, you know. Let's gain some ember. And let's just deep offering on the top floor. I just want to be... I'm just stacking at this moment. I'm stacking some Frostbite on the clipped reflector. Get to reform more units? Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Can't actually play this this Dreg at the moment. That's slightly upsetting. But we can play this Dreg. Which will be dazed, but... Yeah, so this is still taking... We're still going to take a bit of damage from this. We are doing 30 damage a time, so I think we'll get like 10 damage off this. Fel is taking 40 damage here. These are all dying. The Dreg we can't play. Alright. That'll do for this turn. Okay, we only took 5 there because of the extra Frostbite damage stats. I actually really like that. Good. So another reform. Tethys Titan's Bane. How do you do? Sweep is sweep, especially when we're gaining an extra 10 every time it enhances. We're doing a lot of damage. Like a lot of damage. Even more stacks and more spell. Oh, we've just negated one of the spell weakness things, but that doesn't matter too much. There's one unit we can reform, which is the Icy Silophyte. I don't want to do that. That seems bad. Do I just want to play a Dreg to get it out of the deck? No. If we just play a Dreg to get it out of the deck, that's actually going to be actively bad for us here. So we just end the turn. Felly's going to take so much damage. It's like they're basically going to be taking 53, then 52, then 51. Because of their relentless ability, they're just going to die so badly. Oh, has this got incants? It doesn't matter. We have got a massive Tethys here, so we should be dealing enough damage. Discard your hand, draw 5. Do I want to do that? Or is it... Actually, is this the armor? This is... Okay, this triggers on armor. That's good. So, keep stacking the burnout here. Deal 9 damage to the front unit. We could just actually Titan's Tooth this. Yeah. Comme ça. Stick a Dreg down here. Why not? Deal as much damage as we can. Draw 5? Very, very tempted. What units can we reform again? We do have, I suppose, Icy Silo fights. The Icy Silo fights are probably the worst cards in our deck at this point. Right, that's fine. Giving this lots of armor, I'm slightly worried about that. Let's reform a big unit to kill you. Except we can't, because that's not how this works. Even still, it's going to take... If I do this, it's not just dead yet. Alright, now you know. Perfect. Whew. Right. Slightly worried there. I'm not going to consume yet, there's no point here. Everything's dead, and this is the final wave. I need reform. I need to reform as fast as possible. We have got a bunch of them in the deck. We have got 4 moldeds. We need them as fast as we can. In fact, we just need creatures. So any creatures here we can throw out will sort of be good. I'm gonna. I was going to say I was going to sap that, but I'm not. So. 167. There's a reform. Excellent. All right. So we need to reform the biggest. Yeah, we'll go for this lady of the house. So this one goes here, taking 702 damage, and we reform Tethys as well for a kill. Yes, get dead fell. It's getting chilly. Getting chilly. 104 stacks of frostbite. That's a lot. That is a lot. Ascend all enemy units on this floor and apply dazed 3. Nope. Apply endless to a friendly unit. Intriguing. Definitely intriguing. Definitely intriguing. Having said that, we are actually kind of inclined to make the burnout bigger. Because we have more ways of reforming, so I actually don't know if we want the endless. So I might just skip here. More capacity? Am I under capacity at the moment? Would I like more capacity is the question. I feel like we could fit... If we could fit 6 on our floor, that might be better. At this point, I will go for a Lider Seraph. I think we're actually not doing too badly. There's a lot of people who are... You know, we've got a fair amount of the way. Merchant of Trinkets as well, with money and health. Probably better than whatever the hell would be over here, so... Show me some trinkets that I can't afford. Are you kidding me? Really? 200, and all these are... 2 units get plus 30 health. That would have been... Actually, that would be fine. We don't have any 2 units. It's good. Playing a spell deals 2 damage to a random enemy unit on that floor. That's okay. Alright, well, I guess we don't get to play. Oh, apply Frostbite 20 to the attacked unit. Yaha. Okay, so we do actually have... We've got Merchant of Steel, and we've got another Merchant of Trinkets on the next floor, so it's not the end of the world that we couldn't buy a trinket on this floor. What do we got here? Multi-strikes with 5 health. Alright. No, there's no way we can take Heaven Seal. Heaven Seal is hard at the best of times. I don't think we could possibly even hope to succeed. Tethys plus a Lady of the House? These are doing like 30 damage. Tethys would at least save us. That's a lot of damage incoming, actually. Wow, that's actually killing it. Well, we are dealing 179 damage to the frontliner here, and 20 frostbite as well, so to some degree, fine. You know what? Fine. I have a vague feeling that a lot of things are about to die here. Okay, so we can actually kill this now. Frozen Lands. There we go. Lady of the House on the bottom line is this is a fantastic tank. So if the Lady of the House is just going to take all of the damage and we can just keep replaying it, that's what we'll do. Tethys we want to die a little bit faster, I think. Applying Frostbite 10s. This is dying not nearly fast enough. So that is a slight worry. Unfortunately, we can't actually play this, so, you know. It's all well and good saying what would be nice. Okay. Reforming units. We have a Lady of the House. You know what? I would like to reform a Lady of the House, I think. On the top floor, though, however, obviously they are... It's not actually going to do anything. This turn, at least, they're going to be dazed. However, I feel like that's the right place to put them. For right now, anyway. These are all dying this turn. Is that a big deal? I don't think it is. Okay, so we've got 12 stacks of Frostbite here. Stick a Greg on this floor. We're about to have a lot of things dying, I think. Burnout 3 on this Greg. Sure. So one at the back's taking 47 damage. Just taking 20. Yeah, so we're going to lose some health to the pyre. This is going to go to... Yeah, it's going to take 2 hits, basically. I think. Possibly even just 1 hit. So it'll go to 50, 56. Take 1 hit and then frostbite it. So we'll take 10 damage. That's slightly acceptable, I think. Alright, end the turn. Excellent. Frostbite is... I like the frostbite mechanic. So molded. We should be able to get our the champion back as fast as we can, I think. Stick the Lady of the House in the front, obviously, is still dying. Reform Titus. Tethys Titan's Bane. So these are mostly dying now. It deals a lot of damage up front and then it immediately deals even more damage. It's really good. These are taking 96 damage. This is... Okay, so... We'll deal some damage here. One more spell to get some burnout. We might as well... There we go. We'll stick an extra bit of burnout on this Greg. Why not? And we get the extra spell power. I was doing that for the extra spell power, basically. Another 10 damage. It's a good job we've been taking all that higher health. So another Lady of the House on the bottom floor. What does that give us? Not a huge amount, but it is endless, so we should be able to get it back. So, and it just basically pumps up the memories of the melted even more, which I quite like. And the quick means that we are going to get some damage through to the this one here. Ooh, all right. Discard this. If I gain a bunch of health and Deep Offering, there we go. All right, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. Now we can reform 2 random units. Tethys and an Icy Silobite. Tethys is now up to 2 burnout, which is pretty ideal. Let's put the Icy Silify out as well. Just it's only got burnout 1. It's not going to be doing a huge amount. I suppose the more we play it, the better it's going to be. Train Steward, what are you still doing in this deck, honestly? We'll stick even more Frostbite on here so we get more stacks of it. Play Offering Token, get rid of Train Steward, and I think it's just end turn. Tethys is so good. having a decent Tethys here is going to be fantastic. Okay, so this is now 29 stacks of Frostbite with 1 spell weakness. So we can kill this off. Our units in exile, or consume rather, are a couple of Dregs and an Icy Silify. We haven't seen our big, like, any of our big ones yet, have we? Or have we? Maybe we... Nah, I think they might already be out. Yeah, there we go. It's here. It's just because I added more burnout to it. Alright. I guess a Train Steward wouldn't be a terrible option. Probably should have played it in the back line to tank some damage. Like a sensible person, but never mind. I'm sure it's fine. I command you to stop! Afraid I can't do that, bud. Afraid I cannot do that. $120 damage. I want these to die, please. How do I make those die? This could be a problem. I mean, it's only going to be a problem on... so we get attacked, double attack. Okay. We're actually at least... We're going to get some Frostbite stacks going, so I'm pretty okay with this. Get the additional spell damage. Alright. Oh, that's a lot of health pool. That's a lot of health pool. Okay, so let's see. Lady of the House. Purifying Cleanse. Purifying Cleanse. Offering to discard Titan's Tooth. And then Sap, dealing 362 damage. Alright. 773 damage. So we need Lady of the House, and we need to reform Tethys. 184 damage. Reform unit. Has to be Tethys. Tethys in the back. 496 damage. another, well, I guess we get another 8 damage. Another 15 damage, but it's an extra couple of stacks of frostbite, so... Oh god, this has got revenge. I hadn't even twigged on that. This dies in 2 hits. Oh, this is the worst. Oh, that hurt. Yeah. That's a very powerful ability. That is a very powerful ability. Alright, well, we made it all the way to Ring 7. Unfortunately, that is where we die. That boss. That boss was tricky. Let's go and see how we match up to the rest of the people in the run. Obviously, so it took an hour and 14 minutes. A quick look. 20th. Alright, 20th is not terrible. I mean, we weren't too far off some people who actually went all the way. Let's have a quick look at, say, Blademaster 786, who did it in an hour and 23 minutes. See how exactly they did it. Tethys applying Frostbite 40 to the attacked unit. That's pretty decent, yes. Couple of dregs, a big old draff with a large stone and a speed stone. That's okay. Not bad. Dealing 35 damage to the front line, sure. Legion and Wax. Wow, that's one I didn't even see. Extinguish. Summon 2 Twin of Wax. Enhance them with all enhancements and card upgrades on this unit. What? Okay. And then summon 2 Motes of Wax. Enhance them with all enhancements and card upgrades on this unit. What is this? I want this card. That looks amazing and endless as well. Oh geez, I have no doubt that's exactly what they want. That's a big old unit though. 4 capacity. Members of the Melted, sure. Sacred Wix is obviously very good. They had a okay, so they ran into the Spike of the Hellhorn. Okay. All right, so that was the daily run for the 22nd of May 2020. I've been Max. Hope you've had a good time, and I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.